What is up, everybody? Welcome to my latest installment of my Saturday thrift finds, where I hit up a bunch of thrift shops, go through the rows to find in-demand items where I can flip them on eBay. This morning, I'm at a Central Jersey Goodwill, part of the Philly network of stores. This store is not far from where I live, but again, my first time at this store. Will I find any hidden treasures today? Well, don't miss. Come thrift with me. Let's see what I find today. Hey, so as we walk into the store, we're gonna notice a little bit different than some of the other Goodwills. This one felt a little bit more compressed compared to the other Goodwills, but there were still some neat finds. Similar to the other Goodwills, they run tag sales where they pick out two colors. This particular day, I believe it was like purple and green. If you get that item, you get 50% off of that item, which is really awesome. And some of these Philly stores run Sunday deals where if you hit it on that Sunday, those two colors, the item is $1. I came out on a Saturday, so nothing was going to be $1 unless the 50% off brought it to $1, right? But as we walk around, we noticed there are a ton of clothes. Similar to any thrift shop you're going to go into, they have a ton of clothes in here. My thing with clothing is I'm looking for items that are either like vintage, which we found some pretty neat vintage items at some of the stores, or like brands like Untuck It, where these seem to have a pretty strong resale value. We noticed here they had crutches. Don't know what a resale market for crutches is going to be on eBay, but there were a ton of vinyl here. To be honest with you, I am not familiar with this segment of vinyl. You know, there was some polka albums, some albums that are not in my repertoire of knowledge, of understanding. There were a lot of Christmas vinyls in here, and some artists that I just never heard of. I'm familiar with the pop artists from maybe 60s, 70s, 80s. I saw the Snow White vinyl. It looked real cool. It looked real vintage, but it was missing the actual vinyl in there. Checked on eBay. Didn't really see much of a resale value for that. But let me know in the comments below, like, what are the popular vinyl albums? Like, if you thrift already, or if you flip items, or from your knowledge of, if you know about vinyl, what are some of the vinyl items that I should be looking for? Appreciate it if you just let me know in the comments. I'll definitely comment it, like it back, and we'll interact from there. We notice here they have a ton of movies. There were music CDs on the bottoms. I was just too lazy to bend and check, but they had a ton of DVDs, ton of CDs on the shelves. Then right here is the glass casing where they had a ton of video games. I found an Xbox One. This was really awesome, and it was listed for $29.99. Now I was like, there's got to be something wrong with this. It can't be working. Obviously, they didn't have a remote control. I was checking the resale value on eBay. They had a pretty strong resale value on there. Some other items that I found as well. There was a Sony PlayStation 1 on there. But before I go into that, here it had all the wires. So it had the power cable, the TV adapter, but just it did not come with any of the remote controls. Now, there were a ton of video games here. The thing with the video games is that a lot of them were missing the price tags. And then if they had a price tag, they weren't part of the color deal. So it really wouldn't be worth it. But if you notice here, for the Xbox One, pretty strong resale value. This would be a really good flip on it. But everybody knows my number one rule. We test it before you buy. I mean, it's only $30, but you don't want to be losing $30 if the item doesn't work. There was a Sony PlayStation 1. The PS1s had a decent value, but They were asking for $24.99, and again, I don't understand the logic of how items get priced at Goodwill because I don't know how they could price an Xbox One for $29.99, but I'm not gonna complain. I'll take it any time of the day. But then you've got a Sony PS1, which the PS1 had all the cables and the wires in them. It had an original PlayStation 1 controller, DualShock, but it had like a third-party controller. So they wanted $24.99 for that. If it worked on eBay, the resale value is about $55, but it's so hard. A pretty easy and fun thing to do when you're at these thrift shops is to just scan video games as you walk along. If you see a pile of video games and stuff, just get out your phone, get out the eBay app, and just scan the barcode and just scan them through. A system that I use when I scan these games within these stores is my rule is the game has to obviously needs to have the box with the art. It has to have the disc included. I check the disc and make sure there's not like any serious scuffs or scratches, and it must have the owner's manual in it. And then I scan these games and I compare them on eBay. So my idea is if the game is costing me, I try to spend no more than $2. I'll spend $3 or $4, but it has to be a game that is consistently moving on eBay. My goal is to double my money, with these games. So if I buy a game for like $1.74, I'd like to sell it for $5, and then I made another $1.74, $2 on that transaction after the eBay fees and all that stuff. I do charge the buyers the shipping costs. Some things that I've heard from other, folks that do this, they recommend the wrestling games. Apparently, wrestling games tend to do really, really well on eBay. And when it comes to sports, especially on the older consoles, like the PS2, the PS3, or the Xbox, try to get the last sports game, like if it's an NFL game or an NBA game, MLB game, try to get the last year that it's available on that specific console, because that's going to be the most recent roster that you're going to get for that console. So these games tend to do pretty well when it comes to sports. But, if you've been in GameStop before and you always look at the cheapest games is always going to be the sports games. They are always like $9.99, $2.99 at GameStop and stuff. So, people buy them. They're fun when they come out brand new, but in a matter of a year, it'll be old, especially when rosters change and stuff. So the moment of truth, right? Will it work? Will this game, Xbox One, work? So what I did was, the clerk was a really nice guy. It was just very busy. I had already gotten the cables, got them pre-prepped, hooked the HDMI cord to this TV that they had there. It just needed to be plugged into the power outlet so it could be used. Once he was available, the gentleman, pretty neat, pretty awesome. He plugged it in. We were able to turn it on and test to see if the Xbox worked. Well, it did work. It turned on. I put in a game disc. Obviously, I bought the game. It was a sports game, and the game loaded. It worked. I'm probably gonna, my brother-in-law has these systems, so I'll probably do have him try it out with his controller. If it works, I'm gonna list it, but I'm not gonna sell it with a controller. These Xbox Ones appear to go for $180 on eBay. So think of it like this: it cost me $30. Now remember, I said before in the previous videos, you get 20% off when you do the text. So I ended up paying about $27, $28 for this console. So $28 for this console, or $24, I don't know, $26, $27 with taxes, and I'm gonna resell it for $180. That's like that's like 6, 7 times my money that I spent for it. So, but seriously, think about it. You know, you go to these thrift shops, you're looking for opportunities to make some extra cash. This is great for many people. This may be a hobby. You know, you probably already have Goodwills, thrift shops near you, and are you going to find an Xbox One every time you go to a thrift shop? More likely than not, 99%, you're not going to find an Xbox One. If you do find one, is it going to be priced at $20.99? 99% of the time, you're not going to find one priced at this price point, right? But, you know, you get adjusted. You got to go to these thrift shops and visit them. But let me know if you like this video. Definitely smash that like, comment, subscribe. All right, I'm doing my best to improve the editing in all these videos. But until next time, everybody, peace.